What you are about to experience is out of this world. Politics, history, and of course, a lot of entertainment. It's time to rock it with the Docket. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kyle, Dockery with the Dockery Docket. We are here with another fantastic episode of the Dockery Docket. I'm excited to be here, and I hope that you are excited to be here as well. So it looks like, once again, the Donald Trump administration is dealing with a controversy that is being exploded a lot by social media and also the mainstream media as well. Just like with the whole Maryland man hoax, there seems to be different stories that happen, and people just regurgitate whatever they think online, and they don't actually look at the real story. For example, a Milwaukee court judge named Hannah Dugan was arrested, and X absolutely went nuts. Tweet after tweet, leftists were going absolutely wild, being like, you can't arrest judges, you can't do that, that is absolutely fascism, we are on the road to fascism, how could Donald Trump do this? Which I was honestly shocked by, because these are the same people that were celebrating and doing dances on Twitter and on TikTok when Donald Trump was indicted on those 39 charges, which were a bunch of crap. And remember, they were the ones that claimed that no one is above the law. Well, now they have changed their whole entire tune. Apparently, this judge is above the law, and arresting her was a terrible thing to do. The question is, why was this judge arrested? Was it because she decided to disagree with Donald Trump and Donald Trump got mad at her and said, "You're going to jail because you disagreed with me and won't follow me"? Nope. She got arrested because she tried to obstruct an arrest of an illegal immigrant. This judge had the case of Eduardo Flores Ruiz, after, according to reports, he was arrested for assaulting his roommate and his girlfriend over an argument about playing loud music. He was also not a United States citizen, so when ICE heard that he was in the courtroom, they decided to file a warrant for his arrest. They went up to the courthouse, and the judge was absolutely ticked off that ICE agents were there, and she called it absurd. So she decided to take matters into her own hands, as the affidavit claimed that she told Flores Ruiz and his lawyer to come with her. This is when the judge ushered the criminal and his lawyer through a jury door into a public area outside the courthouse. This led to a brief foot chase where the illegal immigrant was captured by ICE and placed under arrest. And it looks like the ICE agents did this right. They had a warrant, they understood who they were trying to get. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna knock down someone's door and take this man out and take him away from his family. No, they had everything laid out. They knew who this guy was, and they knew that he had to be deported. But apparently, to these leftist personalities, this is straight up fascism. The Brooklyn Dad Defiant claimed on X, for the people celebrating the weaponized arrest of Judge Hannah Dugan by the Trump administration because she broke the law, just remember that it also used to be against the law to hide folks like Anne Frank. What side are you on? Well, that's interesting, because I never read in the diary of Anne Frank that Anne Frank entered a country illegally and violated different laws. All of those things would have been an important factor in the story. But here's the thing, and it is a very important thing. This man, this illegal immigrant, and Anne Frank are two totally different people. Their stories don't even line up. But still, this is a big lie that people keep on falling for. Donald Trump is literally a Nazi. He's literally Hitler. So I, a judge, have to go around ICE agents to make sure that this man is free, even if it means that I'm going to go to jail for obstructing the law. And if I, the judge, don't do this, then this poor innocent man is going to end up in a concentration camp, just like during Nazi Germany. All of this is a stupid mindset, and it is a wrong mindset. But still, we have more people talking about how this is just like Nazi Germany, and we might as well just go back into the 1940s. As we continue with the Krasenstein brothers, as Brian Krasenstein wrote, breaking, the FBI has arrested Wisconsin Judge Hannah Dugan for allegedly helping an illegal immigrant avoid capture. History lesson. In 1944, Victor Krugel and Johannes Kleeman were arrested and sent to concentration camps for the crime of hiding Anne Frank and her family. He then went on and talked about the whole Maryland man, talking about how people are being deported deported without due process and all of that bullcrap. His brother, however, tried to outdo him as he wrote, "I will help hide immigrants from Trump's illegal deportation of them to prisons without due process. Who else is with me? I'm not letting Nazi Germany repeat itself." Now, I absolutely hate this Nazi card that the left keeps on using constantly for when they are talking about Donald Trump. I mean, it just gets played so much, and I honestly am thinking, do you have anything else? Is there anything else that you hate about Donald Trump just besides, oh, well, he's a fascist? And I honestly wonder if people are actually reading these different stories and understanding what is actually happening besides the media constantly blaring out, well, he's a terrible orange man, and he's bad, and he's a fascist. You should try and go against him. This illegal immigrant is not an innocent person like how Anne Frank was or the Jews were in Nazi Germany. And honestly, I believe that it is shameful and absolutely terrible to compare illegal immigrants, people from MS-13, people that are a part of gangs, to an innocent group of people that were tortured and murdered by their own government. It doesn't matter if they're a part of MS-13 or Tren de Aragua or any other gang, just have them in your house. That's fine, but I have a question for you. How safe will you feel with a gang member, a real gang member, in your household? And also, how many of these different illegal immigrants are you willing to put into your house? If you have such a moral complex to take care of illegal immigrants, then go ahead, take them in, but know that you're going to get caught. And also, a very important fact is that we are sending these people back to their home country. We're not sending them to a death camp. We're not sending them to concentration camps. We are sending them to their home country where they belong. And people keep acting like America hasn't been deporting people before. We have been deporting people for years. Millions of people in this country have been deported for coming into our country illegally. This is no different. And this is why the Nazi comparison, or everything is fascist, everything is Hitler, is absolutely stupid and dumb. And it's also because I believe that we are so far away from actual fascism in this country. I also believe that fascism is a left-wing thing, but that's a discussion for another day. Now, this wasn't the only judge that was arrested, as an ex-judge named Joe Cano and his wife were both arrested for sheltering illegal immigrants. Well, this must be just like the Anne Frank story that Brian Krasenstein was talking about. Oh well, this must be just like the Underground Railroad for slavery. Well, no, not exactly, as this person, this illegal immigrant, was not a very good person, as he was a part of the gang Tren de Aragua. The judge was charged with tampering with evidence, and the wife was charged with conspiracy to tamper with evidence. Apparently, this gang member was living in the family's guest house after the wife hired him to be a handyman, so she's getting all of her work done from an illegal immigrant. Sounds a lot like slavery to me. The ICE agents also found 4 firearms, which some are alleged to have owned to the gang member, which is illegal. And the ICE agents also found 4 guns in the home, which some were claimed to have been owned by this illegal immigrant, which is also illegal. But I am sure, just like the Maryland man, that this man was just a peaceful handyman who had nothing to do with any gangs. Even though he has tattoos all over himself which tie him to different gangs, just like the Maryland man, I'm sure that he's innocent. Both of these different judges were arrested for breaking the law. They weren't arrested for standing up against Donald Trump and his executive orders, but they were arrested for breaking the law. And remember, no one is above the law. Even judges who think that they are over top of Donald Trump, they aren't. And remember, no one is above the law, and that includes judges that think they are above everyone else, including the President of the United States. And with that, I just want to thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Dockery Docket. And until next time, like my mom always says, be good, be kind, be loving, goodbye.